Hey guys, in today's video we're going to cut the chassis across the front, taking the front end of the quad bike off to do the extension and hopefully start framing up in front of the engine on the back to build, I guess, the seat, probably the bench seat, and across the bottom to extend out the sides where the I guess the galley where your feet would go through on a side-by-side would be. I've gone out and bought some tubes that I think is the right size, so I'm going to have my first go at probably notching some tubes and things like that. So yeah, let's see how it goes. As you can see here, the back end's over there and the front end is all the way over there, so past the point of no return now. Yeah, I chose to cut just in front of that brace down there, leaving the engine mount, and then up the front I cut a little bit further forward, just for ease of access, I guess, away from these other brackets, because they might need to be reused to clip some stuff back on. So yeah, I need to extend. Coda the Wonder Dog gets out of the way. Hey Coda. Extend these forward a little bit so they're square with the front of the motor, because that's where you'll sit there. Where Coda's nose is, you'll go down there, and that'll be where the back of your calves will sit. Extend this frame forward, and then I guess I'm going to put notches and then have a bar across here, and that'll be the front of the bench seat. And then same probably down the bottom, and that'll be the back of the galley bit, and the sides will come out here, probably level with the edge of the wheels, and that'll be like the edge of the floor pan of the galley, and then possibly in the back in here somewhere I might box in from the outside, but maybe inside there is where I'll keep a deep cycle battery or something, maybe to run a fridge in the tray, because I guess I'll build a tray on the back. Maybe tool storage, I don't know, hunting gear storage, something like that. And then I'm just going to kind of work my way forward, I guess. I've got to try and guesstimate how far forward it needs to be. I don't want to extend it by too much because I don't want to widen the wheelbase. So hopefully if I don't have to extend it too much, it won't be too out of proportion. Otherwise I'm going to have to build like custom A-arms and extend those drive shafts and tie rods as well. The front cut, I cut it just behind this bracing and that bracing, so hopefully I can keep that and utilise that bracing that was already there. And then I guess once I figure out how much I've extended it by, I'll extend that drive shaft by the same amount, and then that'll maintain all the drive. I'm not sure what to do because the floor level's down here and the drive shaft's up a little bit. I'm not sure if I need to make like a trans tunnel kind of thing for the drive shaft to go through and just have that on the floor, or whether I have the floor up above that. Once I get this built and see where the seat's going to sit, because there'll be a rail here at this stage, but the top of the engine's a bit higher, so the seat's going to probably have to come up with another hoop up above here. So maybe I'll sit in there and see how my feet sit. If it sits at a natural height, I'll have the floor there above the shaft and have it under the floor. If it feels better with it down, I'll trans tunnel it maybe. Really got no idea what I'm doing, but I'll only tack it for now, so if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Yeah, let's get to it. One of the machines I don't yet have is a metal lathe, so a bit of redneck engineering, put the tube taped onto a hole saw and then ran it up against the bench vise to get it down to size so it would fit inside the top tube. Not one of my finer moments. The bottom extension rail will actually be 2 tubes, one which will telescope inside the larger tube. So here I am drilling a hole in the old part of the bottom chassis rail so I can rosette weld the tube that'll be on the inside. I measured the length of the telescoping tube long enough that it'll jam hard inside the front half of the lower chassis, and then I can slide it inside the other tube, and I measured it far enough that it'll go as far back as it can go inside the chassis. So once it's all welded together, the bottom part of the chassis rail should be fairly strong because it's 2 layers of tube. If you're liking the build series, give it a thumbs up. If you want to follow the build, hit the subscribe button. And if you got any feedback, drop a comment in the comment section below. In the next episode, we start filling out the framework and it starts to actually look a little bit like a side-by-side. So stick around.